Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a terrific Tuesday. And we're going to start with our funny dog picture again today. And I think this one's cute. Nope, I have not seen your lipstick. Aw, you just fall in love with that little pooch, don't you? And we'll follow it up with two of our favorite little dog jokes. What do you get if you cross a dog with a calculator? A best friend you can really count on. How about this one? Did you hear about the dog who went to see the flea circus? He stole the show. That dog, if he has fleas, he can steal the show and go to your house, not mine. Let's go ahead and get started today. Today we are in chapter 14 and we are on lesson 2, polygons. And so I need you to turn your book, open it up to page 839. And I love the word polygon. And today you're going to figure it out and learn all about what a polygon is. At the bottom of I believe it's under the Friday, there is a game that's a polygon game that you can even play. It's an interactive if you have time. A polygon is a closed two-dimensional figure formed by three or more straight lines that do not cross each other. You can classify polygons using one or more of the following attributes. And remember, an attribute is a characteristic of a figure. It's going to tell attributes can tell us the number of sides and the number of angles that we talked about even yesterday. Example 1, if we look at this soccer ball, the blue shape outlined in white is a polygon. Describe and classify the polygon by its attributes. So I want to give two characteristics. I want to tell how many sides there are, and I also want to say how many angles there are. So if I take a look at what my shape here on the soccer ball, I have 5 sides. And along with the 5 sides, if I count all of my angles, I would have 5 angles. And then I could classify this as if I know my attributes are 5 sides and 5 angles, I'm going to have a pentagon. Let's look at example 2. A road sign. The road sign shown is a polygon. And remember, we said a polygon has all straight lines. None of the lines are overlapping. Describe and classify the polygon by its attributes. Well, an octagon is a polygon that has 8 sides and 8 angles. The road sign has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A stop sign has 8 sides. And with 8 sides, I have 8 angles. Each of these, where the lines are coming together, is an angle. So an octagon has 8 angles. The polygon is an octagon. Let's go on to the next page. On page 840 at the top of the page, it says a key concept is they're showing us the shape, the number of sides, the number of angles, and a model of what this might look like. So a triangle is anything with 3 sides and 3 angles. Your triangle, we always see a triangle looking beautiful with 3 equivalent sides. Triangles don't have to have equivalent sides. They can be you can make a triangle that's at any, as long as it's got 3 sides, it does not have to, it can look a lot of different ways. A quadrilateral, a quad, we said the prefix quad meant 4. So it's 4 sides and 4 angles. And they're showing me 2 examples here. We have a trapezoid and a square. A pentagon has 5 sides, 5 angles. This is what we generally would see when someone says pentagon in our brain. We think of this shape, but this also is a pentagon. It has 5 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it also would have 5 angles. A hexagon, 6 sides, 6 angles are the attributes. We see 6 sides here with 6 angles, but this shape here is also a hexagon. It has 6 sides. It doesn't look like the normal hexagon, but normal's overrated. So this is a hexagon with the 6 sides just arranged a little differently. An octagon, 8 sides, 8 angles. Again, generally we see the octagon looking more like a stop sign, but this is an octagon also. I need to count the sides, and then you'd have the same number of angles. Down below under guided practice, it says describe the shape of the sign below. Determine the number of sides and angles, and then classify that shape. Well, this polygon has 1, 2, 3 sides. It also means it's got 1, 2, 3 angles, none of which are right angles. They're all acute. So this sign is classified 3 sides, 3 angles. It would classify as what's shown up there as a triangle. All right, let's turn the page. I'm bound and determined to get that word triangle printed there. Let's go ahead on the next page. And on 841, independent practice, they want you to do this. Describe each shape. Determine the number of sides and angles, and then classify each shape. Simply count the sides. That would be the number of angles you have. If you're not sure what shape this is, go back to the previous page and use your key concept. You should get every one of these right because the answers are right on the previous page. So go ahead, take a look. On the bottom, they want you to draw an example of a triangle and of a quadrilateral. If you're not sure what the quadrilateral was, again, go back. On your problem solving, it says Bryson pushed a square pattern block and a triangular pattern block together as shown. What new polygon did he create? So he had a square and he had a triangle, and when he put the two together now as one polygon, what shape is this? I first want to classify it I want to figure out the attributes. So I would take a look at this shape and the attributes. I have 1, I have 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 sides on this particular shape. I would also count then the angles. How many angles? Well, if I have 5 sides, I'm going to have 5 angles. So I can go back, or I know in my mind that if I have 5 sides and 5 angles, this is a pentagon. So, and if I wasn't sure the spelling, I'm not going to guess. A pentagon, I could simply go back to key concepts because I know spelling is important. On brain builders, it says classify the polygon that has fewer angles than a pentagon. So this polygon's going to have less than 5 angles, but more than a triangle. So it's going to have, though, less than 5, but it's going to have more than 3. So what would the number be? I think you can figure that one out. On number 12, it says explain why each figure below is not a polygon. The best way to do this, my friends, is to go back to the beginning page and read what the definition of the polygon is. A closed two-dimensional figure formed by 3 or more straight lines that do not cross. Okay, they're closed and they do not cross. So I think that helps answer that particular question. Draw an example of a figure that's not a polygon. They didn't really show you any in your in the lesson, but something that's not a polygon would be anything that's got a lot of curves to it. Or it might be something that maybe I got straight lines, but they overlap, they cross. So a circle that is not a polygon. They have to have straight lines. Number 14 is draw and classify a polygon that has four sides with two angles that are greater than right angles. So make a polygon, four sides, two angles that are greater than right angles. You remember my right angle looked like this. They're asking for something greater. So the angle's got to be greater. Somehow, some way, this shape is greater. How do I classify polygons using their attributes? That's pretty simple. What were the two characteristics that we talked about on that key concept chart? Well, they always talk about sides and angles. That's how I can classify. If I know how many sides something is, and I know how many angles, we can go ahead and classify. 3 sides, 3 angles, triangle. 5 sides, 5 angles, pentagon. Your homework tonight is going to be 843 and 844. Pretty straightforward. You're jotting down the sides, the angles, so you're understanding what you're identifying the attributes, and everything else looks pretty good here. So remember, always go back in your packet if you have a question or you're not sure of something. Don't ask mom or dad. Try to figure it out yourself because I know you can do it. All right, my friends, have a wonderful day and take care. Bye-bye.